So, good afternoon. Welcome to this special session of the Bootcamp on COVID-19, organized by ECA, UNESCO, DSI, with the collaboration of UBORA and EngineeringForChange. Today, this session is devoted to the awarding ceremony of the UBORA Design Competition 2020, organized by University of Pisa and Universidad Politécnica de Madrid. That started a couple of months ago with the idea of generating a new solution for facing the challenges due to COVID-19. A lot of students and professionals accepted the challenge and proposed over 30 brilliant ideas that were documented on UBORA platform. Some of them were not only brilliant, but also well documented and are in a good stage of development that we will support in the next few months. I will, before giving the speech to Professor Alualia, I would like to thank you also Protocol Labs that supported our competition with a grant that will be used later in this year to support the most brilliant project, the project that were mentioned by reviewers, to reach a better design stage and eventually a physical prototype that can be actually tested in real case scenario. So, Prof, when you want. I cannot hear you. It is my fault. No.
Unmute. Okay, there you go. Thank you very much, Carmelo, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to say hello to everybody and join in a little bit in this great bootcamp, which I've been following behind the scenes. And just wanted to introduce the concept idea behind UBORA. So the UBORA idea and concept was born several years ago, together with a community of African biomedical engineering consortium. The idea behind it was really to promote health equity. So the principle of everybody having access to quality healthcare. And we realized that this can only be done by allowing everybody to have access to high quality technology. So really the way to go is through the development of technology using the open source principles that UBORA is based on. So it's really a platform for developing this safe technology using and sharing our designs. And I think what we've shown here is that this idea, this concept really can be used and applied in all sorts of different spheres. For example, we're looking here now at the COVID crisis, but also for maternal health, for other types of infectious diseases. And I think this bootcamp, as well as this, this prize here and competition here, shows that what we have here is a sustainable and really self-supporting system for co-design of open source medical devices. And I really, really hope that this is a starting point for new collaborations and really for opening up and democratizing the field of medical technology, because I think that that's really where we want to go and how we want to achieve the Sustainable Development Goal number 3, which is health for everybody and health equity for everybody. So thanks, Carmelo, and over to you, Andres.
Thank you, Arti, Carmelo. Should I present briefly the idea of the competition?
Of course.
Okay. So in the last years, during the UBORA project, together with the whole consortium and with the ABEC and with the support from UNECA, different competitions were developed And these competitions were a sort of selecting participants for different medical device design schools. So participants were always selected on the basis of merit. So best selection of best results from the competitions typically led to being incorporated into a design school. And after the finish of the UBORA project, we discussed that we really like this approach of having annual competitions and annual design schools. And at the beginning of the COVID crisis, we also realized that different movements connected to the makers movement started to design and provide to hospitals, to healthcare professionals, different medical devices. So people wanted to help, and solidarity of all has helped to save a lot of lives in the last months. However, we also understood that some of these devices which could save lives or improve the management of epidemia needed also to be designed with safety criteria following international standards so as to promote impact, long-term impact. So we were considering that possibly some devices, some ideas were too complex for reaching patients in this first wave of the COVID-19, but possibly if these ideas were further supported, they could reach patients in the future. So with this idea, we started discussions, and I think along a weekend, we were able to implement the competition call, and we proposed to a challenge linked to medical devices for fighting COVID in different categories including better diagnostic systems, better monitoring systems, and life supporting equipment, as well as personal protections. And the competition opened, if I remember, in mid-March with a double focus, a focus on innovation, on bringing safe medical devices to patients, taking benefit from the features of UBORA, which you have all been experiencing these last days, classifying the devices, detecting standards, and so on, but also with with an educational purpose, because for some of our students, which were having a normal course and afterwards they suddenly had to shift into online methods, we also understood that UBORA could be a wonderful educational tool, as we are also validating this couple of weeks. So that was the idea. Along March, April, and May, around 30 medical devices were developed in relation to the competition, and the best ones have been selected. And today is for awarding those best ones their award. So, Carmelo.
Thank you, Andres, also for remembering the period. I checked where you were talking that the day was 16th of March. So it was true. So we changed the way to how we work, but thanks to this online platform, probably the distance was not so big as expected. So it was really helpful. So I think we can start. I will briefly reshare my my screen just to for those who doesn't know where the results are. Let's say start sharing. 1 second. Oops, I don't know if you can see my screen because I have this is changing too much. Stop sharing. Okay, I'm going to share normally. It is easier. It's going to make a mess. Okay. I hope you can see my screen now.
Yes.
Okay. So here we are. So the design competition started on 16th of March, and then in these months we followed with the help of specific mentors some projects. We interacted with participants not only on the platform but also with personal contacts, Skype call, email exchange. At the end, we arrived with a list of brilliant projects that were thoroughly analyzed on the platform according to the quality of their documentation and the impact that they can have. Of course, there were, we had to make a selection, and as you can see from my screen, we identified the 4 projects. A portable ventilator, an ad system for changing the position of patients that are affected by COVID-19. There is a low-cost oxygen saturation monitoring system and an AI system for learning about COVID-19. And then a certain number of other tools, including face-piece respirator or biosensor that are promising tools. I'm inviting here the first and probably one of the best projects that are documented on UBORA. That is the team for portable ventilators. You can go here and click. And I'm inviting the members of this project, mentored by June Madete, to present their ideas. I think they are here, and I think you can introduce yourself directly and present your project. I cannot hear.
Hello, can you hear me?
Now, yes.
Yes. Okay, my name is Fidel Makatia. I'm the team leader of the team from Kenyatta University that came up with a portable ventilator. The name of the ventilator is called the TIBA-Vent ventilator. This is myself. I'm a 5th-year student of electrical electronic engineering from Kenyatta University. Yes. So inspiration behind the ventilator, behind TIBA-Vent, the inspiration is we wanted to solve the COVID-19 pandemic. When Kenya declared the first case of COVID-19 here, they actually closed all universities. So going home, we felt like we are the people the society is depending on to solve the problem, and we should not run away and hide from the problem like other citizens in the country. So we wanted to solve it in an engineering way, and in a way we could, and that's how we came up with the COVID-19 TIBA-Vent portable ventilator. Also, Kenya has only 500 ventilators and has a population of 47 million Kenyans. So there's a scarcity of ventilators, and by then the world countries had banned exportation of their ventilators. So we had to come up with a local solution. Also, the knowledge we gained in school, we felt like it's enough for us to solve this problem that our society is experiencing through the knowledge we have gained in school so far. So we also got a lot of support from Kenyatta University, from the sourcing of the equipment to getting the space to work. everything. Also, accommodation and also development. Kenyatta University also assisted us with mentors and lecturers who gave us knowledge in the development of the ventilator. So there should be one slide. I think I've skipped. Yeah, sorry. So this is my team, the Alpha team. That's what I call it. Sorry, I'd skipped one slide. I don't know if you can see from my cursor, this one is Nahashon. He does mechanical engineering. This is Jeff. He does biosystem engineering. This is Christine. She does biomedical engineering. This is me. This is Cynthia, electrical engineering. This is Bernard, pharmacy, Bachelor of Pharmacy. This is Alan, biomedical engineering. This is Steve, biomedical engineering. This is Eric, civil engineering. This is Derek, mechanical engineering. This is Barbara. Barbara does nursing, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. This is Frederick. He does medicine and surgery. This is Lewis. Lewis does is doing biomedical engineering. This is Kabugi, biomedical engineering. Stella, biomedical engineering. From this other side, you can see the full photo of us plus the mentors. This is our dean, Dr. Mambo, an electrical engineer. This is the Dean School of Nursing. This is Dr. Kosimbei. He's an expert in economics. This is Professor Nicholas Gikonyo. He's a pharmacist. This is our VC, Professor Enaina. This is Dr. June Madete, who is our mentor in UBORA. This is the chairman of pharmaceuticals in Department School of Pharmacy. This is Dr. Ogweno. He's an anesthetist and also a medical doctor and a lecturer in the School of Medicine. Then this is Dr. Ken Iloka. He's a biomedical engineer. So this is our team. This is Dr. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Yeah, that was Dr. Morrison. He's from this. He's an expert in computer science. Okay, the features. You can still see my presentation, right?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so the features from the photo, you can see from this photo, you can see the ventilator itself, and this is part of its UI. It has two modes, the IPPV mode and the SIMV mode. It has alarms, medical alarms, in case pressure alarms for PEP and PIP. It has triggers for SIMV mode. It has alarms for patient disconnect, gas disconnect, and FiO2 not achieved. It has FiO2 control, flow and pressure control. You can monitor flow, pressure, FiO2, and volume. It has a GUI on a touch screen, capacitive touch screen. It is small, portable, and compact. It also it comes with a trolley, like you can see, steel, made of stainless steel, which can be pulled and pushed. It's mobile, the stand. It has a battery pack, which can go for 5 hours, and it can also support UPS. It has logs for memory. In case something happens, it logs for 72 hours. Both alarms and information. Any interaction with the ventilator is being logged to memory. It has leak test support. You can also access it remotely. So you can hook up your Android tablet or phone. So you can, if you don't have PPEs, instead of going inside the ICU, for example, in Kenya, we have a shortage of medical practitioners. So instead of so we can help them. One nurse can monitor more than one ventilator. Also, if you don't have a PPE, you might not get into the ICU. You can do it from outside. It also has local language support. You can change your language from English to the local language here, which is Swahili. Yeah, so this is the layout. You can see the tab and the main screen. For the second photo, there is where you connect the medical air and oxygen. Then there is the exhalation, then the switch. And this one is where the patient circuit is disconnected and indications for alarm. It's more clear on this first photo. And this one is where your flow sensor, where we are sampling proximal tube for sampling the flow sensor. Here I have a short clip. Let me see if it can play. So you can see the UI on standby mode. So those are the parameters set on standby mode. So I'm going to hit ventilate on SIMV mode. That is a menu you can change modes from. Those are all the available settings. That is an alarm, plus its indication for high PIP. And yeah, the sound is the sound of ventilation. Okay, what are the next steps for TIBA-Vent? So we have already been achieved a calibration certificate by the Kenya Bureau of Standards. They looked at the volumes and the pressures and everything, and they say their equipment as adhere to the available standards for, that is ISO and KEB standards. So the next stage is we are supposed to take the certification and the report from KEBS to an ethical review committee so that we can now start carrying out the clinical trials. And through that, we can now verify and validate. TIBA-Vent now can work on a real clinical scenario because right now it's on a lab setup. Also, user interactions at different levels in the market. So when we go to the market is when we can now interact with users and we can get user feedback. And also we are planning to scale up TIBA-Vent production. We are aiming at 50 units in a week. And we want to do everything locally. So we want to build a production farm, a plant here in school, locally where we can produce everything from motherboards to everything, to even the valves involved. Yeah. We were supported by Kenyatta University, very big support from Kenyatta University actually. We have KENHA, that's Kenya National Highway Authorities. We have Betika, we have KEBS. Remember one KEBS stayed here for 2 weeks. We were trying to, so that we can enable the ventilator to achieve the standards. And also UBORA and also Kenya National Innovation Agency. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Can I ask you and all your teammates to turn on the camera? I saw that there are many people with TIBA-Vent name close to their name. So I'm going to take a picture of you actually. TIBA-Vent. Oh, nice.
Yeah, in the meantime, I think we can all clap for them. If you turn on your well done, guys. Great stuff.
Nice job, nice job.
Really good. Okay. Well done.
Well done, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Done to all the people that were close to TIBA-Vent in this first page. So congratulations, guys. Actually, very well. Very nice work also from my side. I would also to congratulate your mentor. I see that there are some mentors here. June, do you want to add something to the presentation? You are welcome.
We've worked together with Fidel to complete the presentation, so I'm very happy how it went. We're just grateful that we had a platform to document. We had experience from different design schools on how to go about medical device design. And also, as Fidel mentioned, we have very many people from a very multidisciplinary group, and that helped a lot as well. So maybe the other mentors, there are quite a few of the mentors here, they can also comment.
So for the other mentors, if you want to add some details also on the project, on the next step, we are, prompt to support you as UBORA platform, and also with the expertise that within the platform we can add to the project.
Maybe I can call upon our dean to say something.
I don't know if he's here.
Thank you.
He's here, yeah.
Hello, hello everyone, and thank you for having me. Thank you, June and the team Event. And I would want to take this opportunity to also thank the UBORA team and the competition held, especially the support that UNECA has given to our biomedical engineering team. This started years back in 2010, I remember, when we came up with, through the support of UNECA, 5 African countries were identified which were to carry on the program of biomedical engineering. And it's a long history, and Professor Ati is a witness to all this. We worked with her for quite some years. I took a break shortly, but I'm back on. So thank you so much. We're also grateful that we as Kenyatta University were able to come up with such an innovation. That is our participation in the fight against COVID-19. And we thank God that we've come this far. Fidel has given it all. There is nothing more to add. Maybe what we need to add is that we still need more support when we go into production after the clinical trial. So we'll be looking forward to your support in any form. So thank you so much. That's all I have for now.
Thank you for your talk, Prof. So what else, guys? Congratulations, really happy to see how bringing together different expertise can have a real product. I hope that you will go on production, that you will use this device in the hospital, not for COVID-19, it's useful in general. So we are glad for the project. All the students will receive a certificate from us, signed by Professor Andres Diaz-Lantada and Prof. Alualia. In the next few days, you already received the communication for the other parts of the awards. So congratulations again, and I think we can move forward with the next presentation. Let me share the screen again. This is the certificate that you will receive in a while. And we can go with the second project. And these are the team members. So Lucia, Vincenzo, and Ilenia. I hope to have them in the room. I think so. So you can introduce yourself and present your project.
Okay. I share my screen.
1 second, I have to stop mine.
Okay.
Okay, I think you can go.
Okay. Okay. Good afternoon. I'm Ilenia Gulino, a biomedical engineering student from the University of Pisa, and with my team, we developed an aid system for ARDS. ARDS is a lung injury and is one of the most common, dangerous and lethal complications of COVID-19. There are no specific treatment for this disease, so the therapy consists in supporting strategies like mechanical ventilation. In the most serious clinical cases, prone positioning represents the only chance to preserve the patient's life. Prone positioning is a complex intensive care practice. It consists in the patient's rotation in order to improve lung aeration. Despite its beneficial effects, it requires a large number of operators and can present some risks. Anyway, the recent spread of COVID-19 caused a rapid increase in the use of PPE, not only in extremis, but also as a routine practice. Considering that, we focused on three aspects: physically supporting the staff, coordinating the maneuvers, avoiding human errors. The achievement of these goals leads to several advantages, that is, the reduction of the number of operators, the improvement of the performance, and the standardization of the practice. The device we conceived is the pronation manager, a system of air mattresses to aid in patient turning, connected to a control system for the management of the procedure. We have taken into account the different requirements. A mattress system, a portable monitor, and pressure sensors are the functional elements required. In order to increase usability, all the components must be simple to use, easy to install, and intuitive. The device must be portable and standalone. And finally, the different parts must respect all the safety criteria. The mattress system consists of a main air mattress to facilitate the rotation and a secondary air mattress to facilitate the translation and support the body during the maintenance of the prone position. The inflation system consists of an air pump and a valve system. The handle extensions are of different colors to distinguish the valves of the two mattresses. The symbols help to reduce the human errors. A fixed stand was designed to support a tablet. It can be easily installed on the patient bed with no external tools. Moreover, it can be easily sanitized since the electronic parts can be removed. The electronic circuit is represented in the figure, while the video shows the functioning of a simplified version of the circuit. A custom-made case isolates the electronic parts from the operators. Its particular shape was designed to allow its easy removal from the support, making it sanitizable. The position information is processed through a software implemented on processing. The choice of the sensor's position is based on previous studies. The software consists of a graphical user interface in order to illustrate the procedure to the operators in a user-friendly way. The full assembly of the system is shown in this picture. All of us can remember the recent dramatic scenes, especially in the first phases of the COVID pandemic. A system which is simple, low cost, and easily adaptable is extremely impactful in this emergency state, where it is vital to act quickly despite the lack of available resources. For this reason, the system is designed to be adaptable to most hospital beds and is low cost. The principal competitors present some limits, like the training time and the high cost. However, the most relevant one is the lack of an interface to guide the operators and to pursue the standardization of the procedure. The next steps will be focused on improving and testing the device and the software and develop it. Our device will represent a valid support for prone positioning. We are aware that our solution will not directly save human lives, but it will contribute. It will be a little aid for the worldwide challenge against COVID-19. Thank you.
Congratulations. It's from my side.
Congratulations.
So, brilliant.
Congratulations.
So I can see also Lucia. Is Vincenzo there?
Vincenzo is not here.
Oh, okay. So that's because I need to take picture. So you were nice taken. So congratulations again. Andres and I were part of the mentoring team. And we evaluated the project in the technical aspect. I don't know if Andres has some comments.
Maybe Andres, you can show yourself so we can take a snapshot of the moment. Oh, there he is. Okay, great.
Hello, you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Congratulations for the project. I really liked it. I guess it was like an improvement also from previous ideas, or somehow related also to the palm-breast device by Lucia, which is another one of the most relevant innovations within UBORA. So once again, congratulations.
Really,
Thank you,
guys. And I hope you can continue with your projects. From our side with the lab, we are, in the limit of the current possibilities to enter in the lab. We offer our help in continuing to develop this device. So congratulations again.
Thank you.
Yeah. Congratulations.
So let me share again my desktop. Okay, share. I hope you can see my desktop. So for sure I saw some students of this nice project learn from COVID-19. The members are Alessandra Pizzuti, Flavia Zattini, Valeria De Seta, and Vincenzo Mario Balzi. I saw for sure in the chat Valeria and Vincenzo. I don't know if you are...
Yes, we are together here. I'm Flavia Zattini. I'm here with Valeria.
Okay, perfect. So I'll share my screen. I'll give you the opportunity to present your project.
Yeah, thank you. Unfortunately, we have some connection problem, so I will turn off my video for the presentation.
Okay.
Okay. So now I start the presentation. Okay. You see my presentation, right?
Not yet.
Okay. Now?
Not yet.
Share.
Now it's starting.
Okay. Okay. Now you see my screen?
Yes, probably. You can go.
Okay. Thank you. So good evening, everybody. I'm Valeria De Seta from Rome, Italy, and a PhD student in bioengineering. During this period of global emergency, we wanted to make our contribution as biomedical engineers by staying at home, but with our mind active and focused on the new challenge that we have had. So this is our project, Learn from COVID-19, and it answers to the... Sorry, that is, I don't know. Yeah, so sorry. Our project answers to the following clinical needs: the lack of a COVID-19 clinical database, that it's important to study this new disease, the urgent need of monitoring a wide range of potential COVID-19 cases due to the high spread of the infection, and limitation of swab tests because of their high cost. So what we propose is the development of a clinical diagnostic tool based on artificial intelligence to provide a rapid and early self-diagnosis of new potential COVID-19 cases, to remotely monitor their state, and to store their data in a well-organized database. In this way, we want to target the people to get tested. So our tool proposed is composed by two parts: the AI algorithm and the interface embedded in a web app. In this way, the patients can share with his family doctor his clinical information linked to COVID-19, and the doctor can leave comments about the therapy to follow when needed. Now let's see a short demo about how we told the interface of our web app. This is the home page of the web app, in which both the doctor and the patients can enter. And then let's see what happens when the patients select his icon. So this is the interface of the patients, in which he enters with his credentials, and then he can choose to start for the first time the test. He has to answer some compulsory questions, such as epidemiological factors, comorbidities relevant for the disease, and he has to select his symptoms, such as cold, fever, and so on. And he has to insert some vital signs, such as temperature, blood oxygen level, pulse, and pressure. And he needs to measure them 3 times in 3 different days. So he has to save the data and then upload the new measure during the 3 following days. If he can upload also his heat rate images so that it can be considered for the prediction. At this point, he will have the results of the prediction, in which he will know if he is a potential COVID-19 case or not. So let's see the structure of our web app interface. The blue path is the doctor path, and the green path is the patient's part. The patients can upload his parameters, and starting from these parameters, the AI algorithm will provide the prediction about the COVID diagnosis. Let's see how it works, this algorithm. So the main algorithm is composed by 2 classifiers. The classifier 1 takes in input the basic parameters. Instead, the classifier 2 is a hybrid classifier composed by 2 simultaneous classifiers. A classifier 1 that takes in input the basic parameter and use a logistic regression to do the prediction. And we choose the logistic regression rule among different classification rules for its highest performance. Instead, the classifier 2 takes in input the optional chest X-ray and use the convolutional neural network to do the prediction. At this point, for the hybrid classifier, the output of the classifier 1 and the classifier 2 are merged together thanks to OR function for giving the final results. So the patients will know if he is a potential positive case or a potential negative case, and he will know also if this prediction is based only one of the 2 types of parameters or by both of them. So in conclusion, the Learn from COVID-19, what it does is to support the COVID diagnosis, to remote monitoring the new potential COVID cases by their family doctors, and in this way he will help the patients in each steps of the disease. So let's kick the virus together, learning from the past with an eye to the future. Thank you. This is my team. So I'm Valeria, and then there is Alessandra Pizzuti, Flavia Zattini, and Vincenzo Maria De Balzi. And we are all biomedical engineers. Thank you for your attention.
So congratulations.
So I will turn on my video now. I will stop sharing the screen. That one. Stop sharing. Okay, so.
Okay. I'm asking you, you are both there. Alessandra is there. Let me, oh, Vincenzo is there. We don't know each other. Actually, it's the first time that I met you. So nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Okay, just the picture is taken and then. As for the other teams, we
clap for them, like you did for everybody else.
And of course, we also support. There are a number of students in the room that are working on artificial intelligence algorithm for COVID-19. We had also a couple of keynote speeches. So if you're looking for an help or looking for collaboration, feel free to engage with all the people in this room. And of course, use the UBORA platform. We hope that it was helpful for your project.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks again, guys. And we're going for the last presentation. Actually, I don't know if those students were able to participate. They are from United States. The project is a monitoring system, and the team members are Abel and Carla and Deborah. I don't know if those students are present, so there was a problem with time zone. Probably is early in the morning in the States, like 7 with respect to the place where they are. Probably they are not there. Unfortunately, I think that they were not joined. There are a number of projects that were selected for being supported. Let me share my screen again. I invite all of you to visit their page. We have provided the link to all these projects. So take your time.
We're seeing your email, Camelo.
Sorry, you can see my email?
Yes.
Really? Okay, sorry for that. I was... Stop sharing. Nothing like secret. You can see the email.
It wasn't too bad.
Oh, this actually is the good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for that. As I said, there were a number of projects that are really nice to be supported. Here you have the link for all these projects. You can ask to join the project and engage with the people that are developing such devices. Some of them I already saw are in the room. Here you have the members. We would like to thank all of them. Many of them are here locally from Italy. These guys, for example, is from Turin. These other guys is from Rome. We have some people from Parma, but there are many of them that are coming from abroad. So thanks again. Thanks to your patience. And what else? Thank you and keep working together. Now for the last picture, I promise, please turn on all the webcams. So we are around 50 people. I need to take many, many views. So stop. Wow. Wow, fantastic. The funny thing is that I have my wow. You cannot fit in a single screen, so I have to make 4 pictures. Sorry for that. Done. And finally done. So, oh, Deborah, are you there? Sorry, I was thinking that there were no people from the last group. Are you there?
I am here, and we have Carla and Hedda from my university, and Carla can do the 5-minute pitch. She prepared some slides.
Oh, perfect, fantastic. So I was thinking that no one of you were there for the time zone, but I mean, more than welcome to listen to your presentation.
Yeah, Carla is ready to go, I think. She has a presentation, so I don't know what order you want them to do it, but anytime.
Now.
Okay, so I think I saw Carla on the line. Carla, do you want to just share your presentation with the group?
Yep, I can go ahead and do that. Give me a minute to get it pulled up.
There's so many pictures at the wedding. Never did so many pictures in my life.
Okay, so if everyone's ready, I am Carla Archuleta, and I will be representing my team in this little presentation here. Our design was for a low-cost oxygen saturation monitoring system for multiple patients in acute care, and this is what we submitted to the UBORA design competition. So for a little bit of background, COVID-19 can cause a pneumonia that may affect an individual's ability to breathe on their own. These individuals can experience decreased oxygen saturation in their blood, which can lead to a serious illness or complications. COVID-19 is also a highly infectious virus, so it's important that healthcare workers minimize unnecessary contact with patients to limit the transmission of the disease. So the monitoring system that we came up with can monitor multiple patients at the same time and transmit each patient's data to a remote monitor that healthcare workers can access. Our low-cost patient monitoring system consists of a pulse oximeter sensor that transmits data from patients in acute care to healthcare workers outside of acute care rooms. This will reduce the amount of unnecessary contact that healthcare workers have with patients. The pulse ox sensor will monitor oxygen saturation of patients and track their respiratory health. So going into the clinical need and intended users for this design, a serious issue that hospitals face with infectious diseases such as COVID-19 is providing proper care and monitoring patients while protecting both the patients and the healthcare workers. One way to help accomplish this is to minimize the contact between healthcare workers and patients as much as possible. So referring to these pictures, the one on the top refers to how healthcare workers come into close contact with patients, and sometimes in low-income countries, healthcare workers may not have the necessary protective equipment to keep them safe from infectious diseases. And the picture on the bottom depicts a typical hospital room for a low resource country hospital where patients and healthcare workers may not have access to the appropriate equipment and may be in close proximity to one another. So our device is designed for low resource settings and is aimed to protect the healthcare workers as well as monitor multiple patients. So we did some preliminary research before the design phase, and we found two common existing solutions. One was primarily used in a hospital setting, and we found that some of these can network multiple patients but are very expensive. And then we also found an at-home solution, which was low cost, but it had no remote monitoring, and some require patients to take the readings themselves. So our solution combines aspects of both of these existing solutions into a device that can remotely monitor multiple patients and is low cost to make and operate. The preliminary design consists of multiple patients that each have a sensor on their finger. This sensor collects and wirelessly transmits oxygen saturation and heart rate data to a remote display outside of the patient care room that healthcare workers can access. And then going a little bit more in detail, we did some early prototyping of the sensor and wireless transmitter, and we were actually able to obtain a plot of data from a person that was uploaded to a cloud database from the wireless transmitter. Here in the bottom left corner, our sensor circuit can be seen, as well as the scope output reading that we obtained when the sensor was attached to a finger. Also, the AVR IoTWG development board is pictured here, which we used as the wireless transmitter. I would also like to add that the remote display could also be a smartphone or tablet in order to reduce the cost. So first, I'd like to thank all of the team members that have worked on this project. Abel Keeley is an electrical engineering major, and he was the project leader. I am Carla Archuleta, and I am a biomedical engineering major, and I am a designer for this project. Hedda Wang is a computer engineering major and is a developer for this project. And lastly, Dr. Deborah Walter has been our advisor through this process, as the project was part of a global engineering health class through Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology that Abel and I have taken this past year. And as far as next steps go, Hedda and Dr. Walter will be building a prototype over the summer, doing a little bit of independent research. And we plan to have students test the devices in the classroom, hopefully this fall. And then from there, we will analyze the oximeter data in a controlled setting, and then we can make design modifications from there. So thank you for listening to our project.
Thank you for your presentation. And nice to meet you. I can see again just Deborah. And can I ask you, Carla, if you can turn on your camera?
Yes, let me see if I can figure this out.
Are the other team members present here in the room?
So Abel could not make it because he has to be at work, and Hedda is here. Hedda, maybe you could turn your camera on and just say hello, and you could take a few questions if the group has any.
So first of all, congratulations for your project. It was like a very nice project. I know that it was completely carried out by students. So congratulations for you, and we hope to stay in chat, in connection, in touch in the next few months. If you need support from the platform, we'll be able to provide. Especially if you have specific question about electronic engineers. There are many of them very good at Kenyatta University, but also at UERI, people who can provide you help in technical details. So just ask. If you ask, someone will reply for sure. So we are at the end of our of our day. I hope that tomorrow evening you will be present for the final session of the bootcamp on COVID-19. Students from, I don't know, 40 countries are joined the forces to design devices for COVID-19. We started last Monday, we will finish tomorrow, and we will keep supporting the ideas in the months that will come. So thanks again, and thank you finally again to our support into the promoter of this competition. So UPM, Università di Pisa, and Protocol Labs, and of course the UBORA platform. So have a nice evening, and for the students working in the bootcamp, I will open the room immediately after this session. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye, Carmelo. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody, and great work, guys, again.
Good work, guys.
Bye-bye.
Congratulations.
Great work, guys. Great work.
Ciao Andrea, che casino! Cosa sta succedendo?